Welcome to Old Man Folders and the Mall Ninja Kid, the ultimate bipolar opposite of the knife universe. Yeah.
Groovy.
I'll take it.
I want to start with I am just fiending cigars. Like I met you guys like 4 years ago and got introduced to cigars, and I did really good. I'd have one every couple months when we'd stream. And then it slowly progressed to maybe 1 or 2 a month now. And now I realize I have to just dial it back down a little bit. Because I don't want to scare you guys, but I learned about Freud. And, there's this in Europe all about Freud. It turns out he smoked 20 cigars a day. And he got, like, such bad mouth cancer, they had to, take apart his jaw.
Really?
Yeah, they removed a massive part of his jaw.
I had no idea that was even a thing.
That sounds like...
Samuel... Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens he had a massive habit like that.
Mm-hmm.
He would smoke 20 to 30 a day or something.
He lived to like 90 or something.
Yeah, and he'd light them off one another.
It's just genetics.
Which is like in the cigar store, we have all these fake testimonials that I've photoshopped. Just people like, come to Fifth Avenue Cigars, and it's fully, bullshit. Just make it a Photoshop. And I have one with Mark Twain. And we used to have some of his cigars. They were Mark Twain cigars. We had them in the humidor. And they were fucking horrible. I think I maybe had 2, and it's like, I can't even stomach these things. So, his testimonial up on the wall says, come to Fifth Avenue Cigars. They have lots of great cigars. Except for the ones with my name on them, they suck. So that's our Mark Twain endorsement of the cigar store.
You remember when I used to bring those little packs back from Vietnam of Davidoffs?
Yeah.
Remember those nasty pictures they had? They're supposed to throw, tumor pictures on the front of them. So disgusting.
Yeah, you brought me a Davidoff, a region in the Dominican Republic that was real swampy, and it was impossible to grow tobacco there. Well, Davidoff figured out a way to cultivate the land, and now they grow stuff there. And so it's a Dominican wrapper, a Dominican filler, and it's named after the region where they grow it. And I just had that the other night.
Nice.
That was a great cigar. I really liked it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love the Davidoffs.
Yeah, it's funny. With the taxes up here, you go down to the lower 48, you can get a Davidoff for anywhere. They start at $35, $40, something like that. And then with Alaska taxes, they're like $83 if we sell them up here.
Really?
Yeah, because our tax rate is so high, it's 135%. So
on tobacco?
Yeah, on tobacco.
Wow.
So if you buy a cigar at wholesale for $10, the taxes are $13.50, and then you have to put something on top of that to make a little money so you can pay your rent and keep the store open.
Jeez.
So we don't even bother with Davidoffs. I probably told this story before, but I never take cigars when I go out of town.
Yeah.
And my wife's always like, how come you always buy your cigars out of town? And I was like, because the retail price in the lower 48 is cheaper than my cost at the store up here. So it's literally cheaper if I just go to the lower 48 and buy cigars rather than take them with me. And their minimum order is not small either. And I think their opening volley is like $5 or $6 grand or something like that. I think they have a Davidoff lounge in Vegas, I think.
But
I've seen it. It's like a little bubble.
Yeah.
There's like a small one, too, on the strip. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure space is at a premium down there. So if you're going to have anything, it's going to be small.
Well, I forgot it last week, but I've got this. Dakota calls it a what's up knife, but it's called Up Knife. Up Knife is the manufacturer, and I accidentally ordered this, and I was so pissed because once I ordered it, because I wanted to get the M-Lock sliding bayonet for my AK.
You sent a video of that, yeah.
Yeah, and I ordered it, and then I realized, oh, fuck, I ordered the pocket version. And then I had to order the bayonet version.
that thing looks fucking lethal.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Benchmade SOCP Dagger a little bit, where it's got the ring.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But I like that the sliding hilt there. It's perfect. It makes a little hilt for the hand, but that's pretty. I mean, it even looks like. It almost looks like an advertisement for the M-Lock setup.
Right. So that was like $228, and if I wanted the whole thing sharpened, it would have been $399.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Just to sharpen the rest of it?
Just to sharpen the rest of it. You could only get the tip sharpened for $230.
We can take care of that.
That's what I was thinking because
what steel do you think this is?
That's a good question.
Oh, they don't specify.
No, it does right on here, but I want you to guess for that
D2.
price range.
S30.
D2.
14C 28N.
Oh, okay. So that's not bad. It really is not bad. It has a... The problem with it is it's named like a Chinese steel, you know what I mean? But it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad stuff.
Interesting. So it's not...
It's a lot more popular than you would think, especially for having a name that screams I'm from China.
Yeah.
It is not a typical Chinese steel like you would think.
You should order 4 more, because then you could have the serial number 007. You have the 3rd one ever made.
No, I was thinking just get 4 more so you can have one on every side of the guard around the barrel.
I just imagine the pumpkin slashing video on that. Just
kind of a gimmick. I will say that I kept
it's a chunk.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels well made. The tolerances are nice.
I did carry it in a cargo pocket, and yesterday I must have hit the button. I felt something cut through my pants and stab me in the leg, and I was like, "Oh fuck,
son of a bitch!"
I don't know. Kind of a gimmick with the button that you can just like tap right there.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened with the pocket clip. I think you can avoid it using that, but it could be a dangerous carry, I will say. So we'll see. Once you guys like sharpen the whole thing into a double-edged dagger, I might really fuck myself with it just if that comes apart in my pocket again. So
Tales from the ER.
Well, and I like that it has it's a single bevel, like it's a chisel style grind. Like even though it's a dagger, it's only sharpened on the one side and the back side is flat.
Yeah. Which
is a smart thing to do when you're doing a double-edged blade like that, especially with one that's so thick and has such an abrupt grind on it. Like there's no way to get a geometry like that to feel really sharp.
Yeah.
But doing it chisel like that is a smarter way to do it. A chisel grind. I mean, you think of like when you look at an actual chisel, it's basically the same kind of concept. It's very thick. It's got a fairly abrupt angle on the front, but chisels can be, ungodly sharp for precision work. And it's the same thing with knives. If you had to put a bevel on both sides, it would never feel as sharp. And as you sharpen it down, it would just get smaller. You end up with a little toothpick thing. We get this with people who buy like smaller Microtechs, UTX 85s and stuff like that. And they're like, it doesn't feel sharp. I'm like, it's not gonna. It's a double edge. It's really thin. It's really thick. Like, you know what I mean? If you look at it dead on, it's a little diamond. Like it's not gonna be real slicey.
Also, I'm looking at that. It makes me think like, one, a surprising amount of engineering went into that.
Yeah, because it goes up a millimeter, and then when you close it, it comes back down.
Yeah. It's a lot more complex than looking at it would lead you to believe.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on there, and I enjoy that. I also like the fact that it's a Kubotan. That you can use as a Kubotan and not stab someone.
Right.
Yeah, when you close the blade.
And then if you want to, you got that little extra.
Yeah, and
how'd that go?
The mall ninja in me, it just screams, well, I'm not going to get much slashing damage, and I'm going to get stabbing damage.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
A lot of overhead strikes.
Yeah.
Ree.
I was going to say psycho.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Speaking of strikes, you'll have to pull up the video of, oh God, I forgot his name, but there was this ex-MMA fighter. He looks like he's about 280 pounds, and he was at Rampage Jackson's party.
All right, you're going to have to
this
look this
last
up.
week.
Yeah.
And what happened is, okay, so like a couple nights before, Rampage is just having these crazy parties with all these fighters. And then they're getting drunk, and, shit's going to happen. But there's this, like, super small boxer. He looks like a featherweight, but he keeps talking shit to everybody.
That's the worst possible place to talk shit.
I know. and he was, like, hitting on Rampage's bodyguard's wife. And, yeah, this is the one. So
Dean.
So the night before, he was hitting on, it was either his somebody said it was his bodyguard, but it was Rampage's friend. He's this huge bodybuilder. He was hitting on his wife right in front of him. The guy, was like, step off. He wouldn't stop, and so the guy just slapped him. And he was so much bigger than this little boxer that it just, like, flopped him down. And then, like, later, he's just like, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I'm so pissed, I want to fight him. And Rampage is just like, no, man, we're gonna make it right. We're gonna take care of this.
So then he found him, a couple of nights later?
So
is this the video where he finds him a couple of nights later?
He starts fucking with a different guy. So this is a different guy.
So he's starting fights with multiple
people, yeah. So this is
multiple MMA fighters.
Yeah, this is an ex-MMA fighter that's just massive. And this guy is like, I've slapped the shit. You know who I am.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. And the guy is holding his drink and then just elbows him and just drops.
Look, you watch, he very casually just switches hands real quick.
Yeah.
He just puts his drink in the other hand.
And he's stepping forward saying, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
And the guy barely moves, too.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And like the lady tries to intervene, like right before, you'll see her come up with her hand.
Well, that's a hell of a wig that bitch is wearing there. Wait a minute. If that's an MMA fighter's wife, I don't want to be in the same situation.
Lady tries to break it out.
lady. Okay,
now he's
right.
telling, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. And he starts kind of stepping. He's like, oh, yeah, boom.
Look how fast he switches hands
Yeah.
with his drink and just puts that guy on the
Oh,
ground.
did he switch the drink to the
Yeah,
other
so he
hand?
has his drink in his right hand, and he, in one fluid motion, he switches his drink to his right hand and elbows him all at the same time.
Yeah. It was pretty satisfying. Like it went pretty viral, and a lot of people were satisfied with that video.
I like
the
that
guy had it coming. He keeps talking shit.
On 2 separate nights,
That
he
big
decides to talk some
motherfucker.
shit. Yeah, right?
Ever.
Yeah, you know, giant dude with a shaved head and a big old beard.
Yeah. And now this guy's like the laughing stock of the internet for the week.
Yeah,
So.
good on
Yeah,
him.
that's
Talking
right.
shit 2 separate times.
Yeah.
I mean, and he already got slapped once.
Yeah.
Like that, you know,
Yeah.
nobody beat the shit out of you. Nobody put you in the hospital. You just got bitch slapped.
Yeah.
Just take it and take your lumps and learn your lesson.
Yeah.
No. He finds the same people a couple of nights later.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just gave him a love tap. Might have.
It looks like he probably could have done more damage if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I feel fortuitous. Can I
sure
snag
do.
some of that Fortuna?
Oh, nice.
Fortuna.
Where did
Yeah,
that come from?
So we have a friend who handles the bourbon and whiskey selection and cultivates the what they carry for a local distributor, a very big distributor up here. And so he has a whiskey collection that's like unparalleled, and it's a lot of like samples and a lot of barrel picks and all that kind of stuff. And he brought this over to us the other day. This is Fortuna Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
It says it's bottled in
Selected and bottled.
2022.
Yeah, it's selected and bottled by Rare Characters. We have a lot of Rare Character stuff around here. It's good shit. But so we're
Nice.
giving this a go tonight. This was I hadn't had it until right before the podcast here. I poured a glass of it. So
Well, I wanted to talk about scat carry. A scout carry.
why are you carrying around shit, dude?
Scout carry. And I wanted to preface it
No
with...
kink shaming.
First of all, I like scout carry. You conceal it so well. It's super cool. It's super satisfying. Small of the back. But I do want to say...
You can sit in the car without having to readjust
Yeah.
it.
But it is stupid in the way that in the early 2010s when I first started carrying, and it's kind of funny, I went from 1911 to polymer, and now I'm back to 1911, 2011 here, 16 years later or whatever. But when I first started carrying, I was guilty a couple times of carrying my pistol like Magnum PI style, the small of the back. But then I stopped because I don't know if this is an urban legend. We'll have to Google this. But I read that an undercover cop had a Glock 26 at the small of his back, and he slipped and like paralyzed himself, shattered his spine because
By
that's
falling on it.
falling on his back and then falling right on the gun.
Was he carrying scout carry as in the barrel points to the left and the grip points to the right, or was he just carrying in the small of his back where the barrel points toward the ground?
I think it was kind of point towards the ground.
Okay, because that's how I carry. Because we always called that bandido carry, and and I generally carry bandido carry.
I stopped because this might be false, but it makes sense. Like he slipped.
I mean, it's right there lined up with your spine.
Yeah, right, lined up with your spine. It shattered his spine. He's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to fall.
And then I read, like, never do that or you'll shatter your spine like this undercover cop. So I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But I still scout carry sometimes. And that's not as bad, especially with, like, your guys' the Riot with the soft leather sheath. Yeah, that's going to help a little bit.
We got so many requests for scout carry stuff. It's gotten really popular in the last, like, probably 8-10 years.
Yeah.
And so when we did the leather sheath for the Riot, we made it exclusively. We only offer one leather sheath, and we offer it scout carry.
Yeah.
But we also offer it, instead of belt loop on one side. It's a loop that goes around the whole thing.
Right.
So you can right and left. So it makes it ambidextrous, even though the thumb snap is not. But the sheath itself becomes ambidextrous. And I'm a big fan of Scout Carry, and especially with the Riot being so chunky. I kind of liked that.
I did too.
And I like the idea of like, I don't like digging into me and,
yeah.
But I would carry a lot of times, I'll carry inside the waistband, and I carry it like the, in between 4 and 5, you know what I mean? So that I could still, my holster would still fit at the 6.
Yeah.
And then I would carry like, I have inside the waistband, I would carry our Mac a lot of times. I'd carry it at the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, like right next to it.
I will do reverse Scout Carry sometimes. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, where it's Scout Carry on the front of the belt.
Oh, yeah.
I just move my belt to the side.
And isn't that just Mexican carry outside the belt, outside of your fucking pants?
No.
No, because it's using the loops.
Yeah.
And it's like Scout Carry, but in the front. I don't know what you would call it.
The first fixed blade I ever started carrying when I worked in the shop, and I carried a fixed blade on me all the time, was and I would do the same thing. I would do the horizontal carry right over my belt buckle, and I would carry it there. And I actually had to stop doing it because the height of the display counters was right where my belt buckle was, and I wore holes in like every shirt I owned because I'd be rubbing up against the counters with this knife all day.
So I do Mexican style carry, whatever you call it.
Are you kind of like appendix carry?
Yeah,
vertical
appendix
carry.
Yeah.
Stuck in the waistband with nothing holding it except the belt.
I got a little holster for it.
Do you know how to tie the paracord sling? See, it's a loop. You take a paracord loop, and you put it through your belt and pull it through itself, and then stuff it down inside your jeans. And then when you slide the pistol down there, the loop is just small enough that it grabs the trigger guard. So all it is a piece of 550, and it holds the pistol from going farther down into your pants.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I haven't used it in
guy made
12
me a
or 13
holster
years
with like a leather backer on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, if Guy's willing to make you something, just use that.
Yeah, so
don't use 550 cord, but in a pinch, you can use 550 cord. You only need it depends on the pistol, of course, but like a 5-inch ring of it, something about like that, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, you put it down through your belt, bring it around, push it up through, and then fold it down through your pants, and so you just get like a little loop inside your pants. Put the barrel down there, grabs the trigger guard, gun will sit.
Yeah.
Is that the thing with the teeny trigger guard?
I learned something new.
Instead of a holster, it's just one little
No. This is literally just 550 cord.
Oh,
so it's like it's nothing special, nothing.
It's a lasso your gun nestles in.
Yeah,
so it doesn't drop
So
further.
basically, you make a noose for the pistol, and you attach it to your belt, but you just do you push it through itself, so it you know what I mean? It's looped onto the belt, and then the slack you just put it inside your pants, and then put the pistol into it, and the weight of the pistol keeps it taut, and then the 550 stops it from falling down in.
Interesting.
And so it just keeps it takes a little time.
I learned a lot today.
You have to have a different
with nothing covering the trigger.
Yes, which is why I don't do that.
I like it though.
No, I was going to say the only reason I was making a comment on appendix carry is that it lets you know when you need to cut back on cake.
Yeah, appendix carry is a bit uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
It works fine for me, and then every once in a while I'll go on vacation or something and come back and I'm like, all right.
I know.
I got
a buddy that carries appendix, and he's like, yeah, I used to carry appendix. I was like, yeah, but you spend twice as much time in the gym than I do. I can't carry appendix carry.
I just don't understand. We've got
You're not a Dunlop, but
all these gun guys
Yeah.
talking safety. Never point a firearm unless you want to destroy something, and
You
they're
point it at
all
your nuts.
pointing it at their dick. Yeah, that's why I don't appendix carry.
Honestly, yeah. Even if I could, I'm sure I could, but it's like a Glock 19 is massive, but I still don't.
Yeah, the only safe way to reholster is to take the holster completely out, put the gun in the holster, and then put it back in, because most of the malfunctions happen when you're reholstering. If your T-shirt gets caught in the trigger guard, you're going to blow your nuts off, and a lot of people have done that.
That's why I like...
You don't have your safety on when it's...
Glocks don't have a safety.
Glocks don't have a safety.
I would never, ever carry a Glock that way. I'm just saying. A 1911 and a Glock, I will never carry that way.
1911s aren't bad because they've got that palm.
Yeah,
safety.
the beaver tail. Yeah.
Beaver tail safety. Yeah. So you were saying that the bushcraft community was big on scout carry with their knives?
That's when I really started noticing it taking off, is when every third person came in to get something for their bug out bag, and they're like, I need this, and then that's when scout carry really started to take off. Is when I started noticing. It was probably I don't know if it was quite 10 years ago. It was probably less than that. I'd say it's probably 7 is when it really started to catch on. And that's when scout carry really became a thing, especially when as the survivalist and the bushcraft guys really started latching onto it. And the bushcraft craze really started to take off seven-ish years ago.
And what companies offer sheaths and scout carry besides you guys with the Riot?
Man, it is, honestly, it is not a lot, which is why we did that. Because people all the time, they're like, well, I want scout carry. Well, most of your options, at least off-the-shelf options, are going to be Kydex. Because then you can just rotate your tech lock or your belt loop or whatever. And a lot of guys they don't want a rigid sheath. I want leather scout carry. It's like, well, you've got like 2 options, you know what I mean? Or you can get that angle cross draw style carry. That was a little more common. Knives of Alaska has some stuff where they do where they've got a loop, but it's also got slits cut in it, so you can mount it straight up and down, or you can mount it at a little cross draw angle. They would offer that, but so many, like, I think, what was it? The Tom Brown Tracker, I think, would come with a scout carry sheath. But I mean, you know, that's a 4-pound piece of steel. No, not a lot of people want to carry that around.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times that was only if you could get a leather sheath for it. Most of the time, 99% of the time, you get Kydex only.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. This is the thing I don't understand. Like, the scout carry sheath, kind of on the side. I get that. Have you ever seen someone try to put the knife back in?
On the back, it's easy. On the back, I don't find it difficult. But you do have to do wonky shit. You know, you when you're putting it away, you put your finger on the tip of the knife so you can kind of put it home without sticking yourself in the back or cutting your pants or whatever. But it's all, I don't know. It's something you just kind of get used to. It's almost like when you're skinning, like when you're caping, and you got your little caping knife, and a lot of times you'll reach up and you'll kind of find the tip of it, and you'll kind of use your finger at the same time as the tip to kind of cape it out and make sure you're not going where you're not supposed to be going. It just comes to be like a state and condition learning thing you just learn how to do. Like, I can holster a Riot drunk, but, you know, I've done it 1,000 times.
Speaking of caping, did you guys put in for any draw hunts this year? They came out a couple days ago.
No, I'm leaving in August. I didn't put in for anything.
Yeah, you don't really need to if you're a resident of Alaska. It's nice with all these extra hunts, but everybody like is paranoid, and I'm starting to believe the conspiracy theories that only like state officials and their families get the draws, because you put in every year and you don't get shit. And like all my buddies will, you know, put $300 in, they never get anything, but then the same guy gets it every year. I don't know. It's probably just luck, but I used to put in for a bison. I used to put in for a Kodiak brown bear hunt.
The first deer I ever shot up here, it, like, as I pulled the trigger, it moved, and I caught it. I caught the spine because I thought it was coming up this way, and it kind of jerked around, and I ended up catching its spine, and it dropped. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, its head just popped up real quick. I was like, oh fuck! You can take off running. Got to get up there as fast as possible because now it's just filling with adrenaline and everything. You're like, oh my god, this thing is suffering, and I gotta get up there.
So I'm excited because Steve Bresnos from Bullets for Bucks is coming up again to hunt with me.
Nice.
We're not going to do the Airboat this time. We're going to drive up to the top of Alaska, go to Chuck's place with our pack rafts.
Wait, where's the top of where are you driving to?
So we're probably going to go up to, what are the names of those rivers? There's
you're going up near Dead Horse.
The Hall Road.
You're shitting me.
30 miles south of Dead Horse.
You are shitting me. You're driving that far?
Yeah.
People take airboats up there all the time to go hunting.
Yeah. And
he said he's not taking airboat. He's driving. You're driving to Dead Horse?
I'm driving, and what's painful about...
People who don't know this, Google the distance from Anchorage to Dead Horse and how hard the drive is.
Yeah, it's like an 18-hour drive.
Yeah, and it's not like you're taking a highway.
Yeah, it's fucked. I'm like, my brand new Jeep is going to be fucked now, but I don't care. But so
Do me a favor, spare tire.
Yeah.
Have the tools to change the fucking tire.
Oh yeah.
Jeeps come with a fifth.
I know, but
the tools.
The tools suck. Have a little impact wrench that's got 2 charged batteries, the right size socket, the whole 9 yards. So like someone else gets a flat.
Take a patch kit too. Yeah. Just don't change it unless you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like someone else takes 2 hours to change a tire. You're out there with your little scissor jack with your impact. Just raise it up, done.
You know what I have too? That's a handy little fucker. It's a little programmable lithium-ion powered air compressor.
Oh wow.
So you just set it to where you want it to be, 35 PSI, and you just clip it on the tire and hit start, and it just goes.
Awesome.
And then you just sit back, and then you just unclip it, and it'll plug into the cigarette lighter if the battery dies, and you can charge it out of the car.
I think I
and
have
they're cheap as shit.
Okay. Yeah.
I bought a couple of them off of Amazon probably about, a month or so ago, and I just put one in the glove box of each car. Just, why not?
What's painful about this hunt is, so this is the Hall Road hunt, and they have this corridor.
Besides the drive.
Besides the drive.
Yeah. Besides going through the muskeg and hip waders.
Well, that's the thing, is you can't use a rifle unless you're 5 miles off the highway.
Ooh.
And you're going through
a hike.
muskeg.
Yeah.
And which is painful. It's going to destroy your knees and your hips because it's like a mushy, and if you're carrying. So that's why we have a little trick where a pack-raft takes like maybe two-thirds of that off.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much is your pack weigh going through this?
Well, everything I have is space age light now.
So is it like a floaty toboggan, basically, where you drag it through the muskeg, and then when you hit water, it just floats?
Well, you only wait till the water. It's an inflatable pack-raft.
Oh, okay.
So
you ever use any of those sleds?
Game sled, my buddy did. I have not. That could be a good idea for the muskeg.
Yeah, my buddy Rick. There's a company here in Anchorage that makes them, and he's like, I've used them before. I'm no stranger to them. He goes, but this one specifically. What's up?
AMH.
Is it AMH?
Yeah.
They make one, and he was like, dude, he goes, I couldn't believe how light a moose quarter felt. And he goes, and I was dragging it through. You can't imagine.
Yeah.
And he does some pretty hardcore hunts
through bushes
and he swears by it.
Wow.
Especially it's this specific one. I've got it written down somewhere upstairs. I think it might be the AMH one. I text him and find out.
I might have to look into that. But
and they roll up and they weigh next to nothing. They're a little on the big side, obviously, but they don't weigh much.
Steve doesn't mind if I talk shit about him. We hate it. We like
shout out to Steve. All the love and respect.
We scream at each other, but then we're like best friends after. So he's this big channel. I don't know. He's like at 300,000, but he's basically a professional hunter. He gets like rifles from companies, and that he lives in Wyoming, so he does long range distance shooting for fun.
You got a lot of choices down in Wyoming because you're so centrally located. Down to Utah, up into Montana, and
started
Idaho,
off with
everywhere.
Antelope. Now he goes around the country and hunts elk, and bear. But he likes Alaska. But the thing is he's so driven and he's so tough that he's like, I spent 10 grand for this fucking trip. I'm going to get my animal before you do. And he starts fucking marching with his fucking 100-pound pack, and I can't keep up with him. And then he comes up to the animal first, and he's like, I need to shoot my animal. And he shoots them first, and they all run away. And I'm like, fuck, Steve, now what am I going to do? But anyways, I fucked with him because of that. But he's funny, so I've got everything lightweight. So he's going to have his 100-pound pack. Yeah. And he's a lot stronger than me, but I'm going to have like a 30-pound pack.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to just like, hey, how you doing, Steve? And just run ahead of him. And, oh, look, there's some fucking animals. And then I'll run ahead of him.
My last trip out to Kodiak, I went through my pack and redid all of my stuff, and I got down to like 31 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what a game changer. 31-pound pack.
He's got like this 10 grand Fierce rifle in 300 PRC. And it's a space age, but it's still like 9 pounds. And I've got a 5-pound Weatherby 338 rifle now. I am gonna put my suppressor on it. I got a Dead Air Primal.
Ounces.
Yeah, it's gonna add a little
out over the front too. That's some leverage pound. That's some leverage weight. But
so I'm super excited about that. But I think it's gonna be epic.
5 pounds is decent. I think.
Oh yeah.
My Christensen 300 win is, I think it's 5 pounds unloaded with the bolt.
Is that staying pretty accurate for you?
Yeah, I really, really like it.
Because you got
really,
a good
really
one,
like
because
it.
a lot of people had problems with those.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people had problems with so it's the Mesa and I can't remember the other one. One's got a carbon fiber barrel, one's got a steel barrel.
Right.
I think carbon fiber barrel was the problem. And I didn't like, and because of that, and also, I don't know, I just didn't like the carbon fiber barrel. So I wanted the stainless anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that it's cheaper, and it seems to have a better reputation.
Yeah.
And so I went that way anyway. And like I said, still even that way, it's still 5 pounds unloaded with the bolt. No optics, I think.
Wow.
So I just looked up the hunting rifle I used to always take, the Argentine Mauser.
It's 15 pounds.
It's 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Unloaded with no ammo.
In 303 Pecker.
And no optics too, unless you're shooting iron sights. You're not shooting iron sights.
I do iron sights.
Iron sights.
At that time.
So you're a Jeep guy. I was pretty torn. Like what happened was, so my ex's car broke down, and you know, I didn't want her driving the kids in a piece of shit. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give you the 4Runner, and that's going to give me an excuse to get something else. I looked at Gladiators.
That's why you went out. All right.
You were
I was like, man,
way nicer than I am.
I remember when you're like, I'm getting rid of the 4Runner. I'm thinking about getting a Jeep. I was like, why are you getting rid of the 4Runner?
Yeah, why would you do that?
So no, I mean, nothing against Jeeps or anything, but I mean, like, 4Runner's such a solid fucking truck.
Yeah,
man.
they are. And so I've been worried because Toyotas will run forever. I mean, you can like not service them, and they're going to still run for 8 years.
I've had 6 of them.
God, Jeeps are famous for the new ones. The electronics fuck up, and I've been lucky. So I've got 6,000 miles on a brand new 2025 Jeep Willys, and I've had no problems. It's been serviced I've had one oil change.
It's the turbo straight 4 out of the Panda, the Fiat Panda.
It's a turbo.
Yeah, turbo 4-cylinder.
Yeah, I miss.
It's the little Fiat turbo 4.
Yeah.
I missed the
Well, I'm sure it's
six-banger
beat that much,
on the Toyota because you could feel the power. But this thing has kind of better torque, like to
Turbo.
get up and go.
Yeah, forced induction is always going to
Yeah.
have more torque than the horsepower number is going to be lower than the torque number on most forced induction stuff.
So I haven't had any problems, but just in the last few weeks, this little glitch started, and I don't know, maybe it's the cable. I've got the hookup from the phone to this massive weird space shuttle display they make on all the new Jeeps.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while, even during a call, it'll just fuck up and go, and I'll lose connection, and it'll like flash the Jeep thing, and then like a second and a half later, it'll come back on. I'm just like, oh, what the fuck was that?
I don't think that's a Jeep thing.
Things.
I don't think that's a Jeep thing. I think that's a big fucking fancy display thing.
You have
it's
like
a plug-in. I have a Audi S5, right? And so, so you can get these retrofit kits, and it always had problems. Same thing, like it wouldn't necessarily restart, but it would drop my phone constantly.
Yeah.
And so I got the upgrade, and it's nicer, it's cleaner, everything's better about it. But I get the same thing. Every once in a while, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, CarPlay will just drop.
Yeah.
And then it's searching and pairing, and then it'll pick it up again.
Right.
But it's like, the whole thing just like fucks off. And I don't think anybody's car doesn't have this problem. You know, everything with a big fucking fancy screen, none of the problems are mechanical anymore.
Yeah.
Everything is fucking electrical now.
Yeah.
There's the same thing with the BMW that the car gets, some lady, runs into me and hits the trunk, and there's a module in the trunk, and it damages the module. All right, so you get a new module, and you got to go down to the dealership, and they pair it and do all this shit, but it's like, and then the rear camera drops out, and the parking sensors drop out, and the little seatbelt retractors fucking drop out. It's like, what? Everything is an electrical gremlin nowadays. So I don't think it's unique to Jeep.
Okay.
I think it's just the way modern fucking cars are.
Dakota's got a big shit-eating grin over there because he drives a 1958 male Jeep. It's like steering wheel's on the wrong side.
It's on the right side.
The right
The
side.
correct side.
The correct side. So
He's got his own set of problems, though.
Yeah.
no,
Like, getting rain in the car.
Okay.
Mine's just a kit, though. It just comes as it comes. There's nothing I can swap out. It's all built into the CAN bus system.
It's just a cable that comes out of your dash?
No. It's a fucking wiring harness that looks like a horse's tail.
I don't mean that. I mean the cable that connects your phone to it.
No. It's all cable.
I've got a tactical
This isn't
one.
2008. There's no cable. It's all Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
You plug yours in, though.
I plug mine in. It works without, but I usually plug mine in just because it's a quicker thing. And I've got a tactical cable. It's covered in paracord.
Okay.
It's some kind of name brand cable.
I don't even think mine has a place to
It's
plug
like the
it in.
toughest cable you can get.
What I'd recommend is just go to Best Buy.
Yeah.
Buy more shit for
Buy-
electrical stuff.
No, buy an Apple branded cable
Oh, don't do that.
and plug it in.
What-
And watch
what
your
do you-
shoe go
And
away.
then-
No, what
the
iPhone do
reason
you have?
The 17 Pro.
Okay,
Max.
so you have a USB-C cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just grab one from him. We've got really nice ones
Actually,
right there.
the road ones over here are
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
pro.
Okay.
we have really nice, like full rubber encased ones. They're durable as shit. Like, just use one of those.
So
They're the best.
What got me into overlanding was watching during the pandemic. I religiously watched Venture 4-wheel drive, and what he is this overlander that he has like a 2017 orange Rubicon, and he had it all set up with this weird fucking cab on top that popped up, and all this shit for storage, and he had it like on 35s, I think, or something ridiculous, 40s, and he would just go around to national parks and take it all over the country. He went here once, BC, East Coast, West Coast, Southwest, and just camp and make these videos of, today I'm taking the Rubicon down this trail and starting a fire. But it was really cool the way he did it. But then, like, every 6 months, something else fucked off on the Jeep. Like, it was constant braking. And then after a while, he was like, I'm going to have to get rid of the Jeep because
I'm
it
going to
just
point out
completely fucked.
When you go down a boulder-strewn trail,
the Rubicon's not a
4
joke,
or 5
really.
times a week, the hardware
well,
is
and also
good,
it's
but you're going to break fucking cables.
Yeah, but it's not going to fuck your stereo up. Doesn't generally cause electrical problems.
He had a lot of electrical problems, and the newer Jeeps are known for that. But he also
slammed down real
because
hard.
Stellantis is Italian, and the Italians have been known for electrical problems since since Italians have been making cars.
Italian quality.
Italian electrical. Hey, you know what? Best designers make the most beautiful cars. Can't design a wiring loom to save their life.
No,
sorry to all of our Italian listeners. Both of you
they're all
guys.
temperamental.
You know,
he had some mechanical stuff, to be fair, too. I think he just put too many miles on it.
Yeah.
And but that's what worried me about not having the Toyota. And so I am a little worried to drive to the top of Alaska, basically. At least it's new. Like, when I come back, it's going to be fucked. But hopefully it'll
right
make
to the
it on
dealership.
Yeah. So.
I'm driving 2 German cars on a 4,600-mile road trip this year, so I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
Especially because as little miles as I put on my cars, I think I put 1,300 miles on my car last year, so I'm going to put 4 years worth of miles on my car in 2 weeks.
I mean, the G-Wagon and the Unimog also come out of Germany, and those will drive for fucking ever.
I did before I bought when I got rid of my Land Cruiser, before I bought my Rover, I was searching high and low for a Unimog.
Yeah.
Problem was, by the time they get up here, they're ungodly expensive because it's impossible to get them up here because they won't fit on a trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't car haul them up here. And then if you want to drive it up here, well, they can do 55, but not sustained because they have portal axles.
Yeah.
So really, they can only do about 40 mile an hour sustained. So if you got to drive it up the Alcan, it's going to take you a month.
Yeah. I want to do what you did and put like 40-inch tires on my everyday drivers and just do that for 4 years.
You know, the only thing that sucked about it was I'm lucky I don't had put many miles on it because during the summer I got 8 miles to the gallon.
Holy shit. In a Land Cruiser?
In my Land Cruiser, yeah.
Wow.
But during the winter, when you had to auto start it, it would idle for so long. It took forever to heat up and everything. So I'd auto start it for like a half an hour every morning. I get 4 miles to the gallon during the winter. God. So it sucks that. But even my Rover was on 33s. And I got 8 in the city. I got 16 or 17 on the highway, which wasn't terrible, but I didn't, the same thing. Like I so rarely drive on the highway and I put so little miles on my stuff that.
So what would be, some people don't like the concept of the truck gun. I like it. What would be your truck gun and your truck knife? So so this would be like something you would carry with you in the truck. Kind of stupid to keep it overnight, but you might keep it there. But just your travel in the truck, knife and gun. What are you guys thinking?
I know exactly what it is, and I bought it because of this reason.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Chris Vector 10 mil pistol with the folding stock and the arm brace.
Yeah.
That is my ultimate truck gun.
Nice.
And because it's, I mean, let's be honest, folding stock and an arm brace. In a pinch, it's a carbine.
Right.
But it doesn't cost that.
Yeah.
And it takes off-the-shelf mags that you can get anywhere, and it's 10 mil. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure lots of people ship. You know, it's tactical Tupperware. I get it, right?
It's fun though,
and it looks like a space gun. Yeah, I get it. And it's got an unorthodox bolt. Yes, I get it. I don't give a shit. I just really like it for that reason. Yeah. You know what I like about it is overall, it would fit in a standard size briefcase, and if you took the time, you could just, put on the rail on the top, you could put a handle and have a button and just have the briefcase fall away and just fold it out.
Oh, yes.
So you're saying we have something to make before you leave?
The reason I bought it is because I have plans to actually make that.
Smuggle it
and
through
then
Canada.
sell,
Yes.
and then sell that kit.
No, the thing is, finding a handle that will work is very difficult because you can't put a standard AR, M4, M16 handle on the top because then the iron sights don't work. So you have to find a handle that doesn't look like that because that's obviously identifiable from a distance, right? But it has to have a pass-through so you can use the iron sights through the handle. And I've only found 1 or 2 that will work.
What if it fell to the side?
Yeah, it could, but that's one more step before you're shooting.
No, I don't mean like click, click. I mean like you have a standard suitcase handle on it that goes floppy flop.
Oh.
And you hit the button and just let it fall to the side.
No, because I want to hit the button and it falls away and I'm still holding the gun. I want to be always holding the gun.
And then you pick it up and it falls. Like a briefcase.
No, that's the easy way out. I refuse to do the easy way out.
It was just an idea.
No. It has to be handle that I'm holding is attached to the Picatinny. And then the rest of the mechanism I can build.
So what would your truck knife be then?
Oh.
Severance.
No. Yeah. Actually, it would be. But those are hard to come by.
And you designed that to be a truck knife. I remember you
Yeah, it's a helicopter knife, actually.
Right.
You only have a couple, you know?
Yeah. It was a helicopter knife. But I will say what I used to carry in my Land Cruiser was I think it was a 14-inch Ontario machete with the camp handle knuckle cover.
Oh, yes.
And I kept it, I slid it, I took it sideways and slid it underneath the rear seats. So I could just reach back and there it was.
Nice.
I'd pull it right out of the back. That was handy, and I polished it because shiny is always scary. So you'd pull it out. That I really liked that. But then some homeless guy broke in, he stole my axe. Because I had a truck axe and a truck knife and stole both of those, and then 2 days later somebody came in the store and tried to sell me my stolen axe back to me. And I was like, you better leave before I hit you with it.
Did you got it back immediately?
Yeah, it was not the guy that stole it. It was obviously somebody stole it, sold it to him, and he was like, I know where to sell it. He brought it in. I was like, wait, this is mine. Like, I made this.
Holy
and I just told him, and that was the thing too, is he was kind of deaf, so he wasn't looking at me. I was like, hey man. And he wasn't looking at me, he's looking the other way, and I like slapped the counter. I was like, hey! I was like, hey! And I showed him the axe. I get the fuck out of here before I hit you with this. This is mine.
Nice. That must have felt so good.
It was very satisfying to get it back like that. Yeah. I really,
Truck, gun, Dakota, and knife.
Yeah.
I've got 2 competitors here.
A Mosin, a sawed-off Mosin.
No. I had a Draco with a folding stock.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, so I had one of those. I really liked that.
Yeah.
But it's a little overpowered and you can't really use it as a pistol. And then I had a Krinkov.
Oh, God, that's exactly what I was going to say. You're just like reading.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say a Draco or a Krink.
You guys have such better taste than I do.
I've had them both.
I don't know if it's better
the only
taste.
issue I had with the Krinkov is it used that really weird Russian pistol round. It wasn't 9mm, it was something slightly different. And so it was a bitch to get, so I sold that.
Oh, you had one, you idiot.
Yeah. I had one with the folding stock and the licensing and everything. And then I had the Draco. I sold that as part of getting my first house.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that was the majority of your down payment or something like that? Is that
Well,
what you
a
said?
lot of guns.
Yeah.
And the full auto MP5, too, right?
No, never full auto.
Oh, okay.
I'd say if you sold a full auto MP5, we got to take turns slapping you right now if you sold that thing.
I've never owned a full auto firearm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I had the probably the Draco, but like if you see that in your car, that's kind of an issue. Whereas the Krinkov can fold up and go in your thing, but getting ammo for it's kind of a pain. Mags are kind of boutique-y.
See, that's where I'm at now is like ease of ammo and ease of mags.
Yeah.
Although I hear the Vector mags are pretty unreliable.
I will say shooting a Draco with the stock and like using it the way you're supposed to as an SBR, and you put the flash suppressor on the front that just makes it a giant fucking fireball. It's the most intimidating fucking thing you can shoot.
Yeah.
Like you whip that out, people are gonna fucking duck.
And if they don't, they will after the first shot.
The Krinkov would confuse people. They're like, "What the fuck is this thing?" And then they're dead.
I'm surprised you said Draco because I'm not pure white, so I'm going to get a Draco. But you're like Amish. Why would you choose a Draco, of all things?
Because they're cool. It's an AK-47 pistol with a stock.
All right. What about your knife?
Yeah. What's your knife?
I mean, for general use, probably The Amok or the Bark River Bravo?
God, everything is exactly what I would choose
The
today.
Bravo one.
Yeah,
The Bravo one's a good choice.
Yeah, in Magna Cut.
It's a damn nice knife.
They
I mean,
make it-
honestly, even if I could get it in 01, the Bravo one's a fantastic fucking
Yeah,
knife.
it's got a nice.
In a pinch, it's a pry bar. You can skin a Honda with it.
You can stab a car door
You know.
and then peel a tomato.
I like your choice of the Amok too. That's a pretty good one.
That's so weird. that
I've
you're-
actually used that one specifically to fucking use as a pry bar in the Jeep a few times.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, yours was identical to mine. I was going to say the Amok for my knife. And if you guys don't know, the Amok is a 3-dog knife out of this shop, Northern
Yeah.
Knives. It's just this massive, like, it's something like the real Rambo would use. It's just like a massive survival knife, a big old chonky steel.
I didn't even pick my own knife. The Amok was the first knife I ever designed where I refused to take input from anybody else. I was like, this is what I want. I want to make this. And
Yeah.
that was the Amok. And
Yeah,
for some
it's
reason, I didn't pick that. I think I didn't pick it because they're hard to get. And I'm thinking, like, if I had to walk upstairs into the knife shop and grab something, what
Yeah.
would I grab? You know what I mean? And the Amok is not that because they're fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, they're difficult for us to get made.
Yeah. But you guys finally made a bunch, right? There's still...
Yeah, we made, I think there are probably around 250 Amoks in existence right now.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is, it's kind of a bigger design, and being a smaller manufacturer, being able to get enough plates of steel to get enough knives out of it to be able to meet our requirements for heat treating. Because if you want a good heat treater,
Yeah.
they have minimums, and they're like,
Yeah.
dude, they won't even answer your phone call if you don't have 200 pieces to heat treat.
Yeah.
And so to be able to get enough plates of steel to cut enough Amoks out of them and get enough Amoks and get them down to heat treat and get them to actually do it is not as easy as you would think. That's the whole reason the Severance has been so hard to get that going, is because especially the size of that. I mean, even just talking to the steel manufacturers, we need, like, just to meet the heat treat requirement, we need something like 17 plates of steel, and finding 17 plates in the right thickness all available at the same time is really fucking difficult.
And that's a massive blade that was meant to open helicopters, right?
Yeah, so
What's the story?
that's what they told me they were doing with it.
Yeah.
I have had people tell me that, hey, dude, I fly helicopters. There's no way you're doing that. I'm not arguing with that guy. I am telling you what they told me they wanted, what I designed, they liked it, and they bought it. And this is what they were doing. So whether or not you can actually cut through the fuselage of a helicopter, I've only been in a helicopter one time, and I certainly did not have to cut my way out of it with a fucking knife. So
Right.
Are
I
you saying
can't.
we got to go to the boneyard, pay $200, and fuck up a fuselage?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, people would take my word as gospel. No. I was commissioned to make this. I made it to their specs, what they wanted. They approved it. They bought it. We made it. They used it. Whether or not it does what they asked me to do, I don't know. I just made it. To, like, we need it. You know, this is what we want. I showed them prototypes. I made prototypes. We made knives.
I
They liked
guarantee
it. They
you there's
approved
at
it.
least one agent in Colombia right now from the U.S. government that
Who's
has
got
one
one?
of these. Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
it's sharpened down to a fucking toothpick, but he's still got it.
Hey man,
Yeah.
you should see the grind on mine. Mine has the original Nightmare grind, where it's a large flat
Oh,
grind
that
that lost the
fucking
body.
sucks.
Yeah, and then it has the
Convex
the
Tonto.
convex. Yeah, the convex is it's a convex grind and a flat grind, and it's like it ends up being what's called a Nightmare grind, which is a 2-stage grind. But mine is scary because it's such a flat grind, and I've brought the bevel up so high because it's mine. I do whatever the fuck I want with it.
Yeah.
But every time I sharpen it, which isn't very often, but every time I sharpen it, I think, man, one day I'm going to fucking need stitches real bad from using this thing. And it hasn't happened yet.
It still has sheetrock on it, so you haven't
It's still,
sharpened it in a
it
while.
still does have sheetrock on
So
it.
what was the story about the guy that was on a belt grinder, belt sharpener,
This was the guy on
sharpening
the
his
key
knife, and it sunk the
Yeah.
blade in his chest, or what?
I think it
what
was
happened?
I think it was the buffer. So we always say this too. The most dangerous machine in the shop is the buffer. It's not the grinder.
Okay.
But so I was under the impression the guy's name was Gaëtan Bouchamp, and I think I brought this up recently to a couple of people here that I work with, and I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I thought his name started with a G, but I honestly, it's been so long I can't remember. But
yeah,
he was in the workshop with his son, and I think he was on the buffer. And if you look at our buffer, you'll see it has basically like we use a bucket, some kind of bucket, you know, and we put a cage around the buffer. So only a little bit of the buffing wheel sticks out the front. Gotcha. And the reason we do that is because when the buffer grabs a knife, there's no reaction time to it. You're just going for a ride.
Yeah.
And so the best way to do it is to have your hands demolish this fucking 5-gallon bucket, and you get cut up a little bit, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But the knife doesn't come back out and stick you, which is what happened to him.
Oh.
So the story I'm familiar with is he was buffing a knife, and as the top of the buffer wheel caught the top of the knife, it pulls it away from you, and it goes in a big circle, and it throws it back at you, and it sticks you, and it stuck him in the chest.
Oh, shit.
And he was in the shop with his son, and he turned around, and he had enough time to look at his son and go, call 911, and then he collapsed, and then they weren't able to get there fast enough to save him, and so he died in the shop. That's why if you ever see any buffer that we use we mount 5-gallon buckets over them, and they're screwed into
something to slow momentum.
And it's like, and my hands have gone on a ride through the buffer, I don't know,
3 times.
At least 7 or 8. I mean, like this scar on my right hand, you can see where the knife went in this way and came out my thumb. So there was 16 stitches in the webbing in between my index and my thumb, and then I had another 6 stitches down my thumb.
Yeah.
And so, it sucks, but I didn't get stabbed with the knife. And it's happened a couple of times. Fillet knives and bread knives are the worst because they're big floppy fuckers and they're real thin, and they get caught and they just do untold fucking damage, especially. Yeah. But, that's the thing, is that's what the buckets are for, is like, it sucks when your hands get fucked up, but you're not taking a knife to the arm or the chest.
Also your Kydex reinforced apron.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Yeah, I do have my buddy made me a leather apron with a little pocket on the front, and I put a piece of Kydex that slips into it, so if I ever get hit, but.
Reminds me of the story when my dad was a commercial fisherman. They came into port, and they were fucking with the boat motor. And
out of Seattle?
No, this was like in Homer or Seward or something. Petersburg. But I forgot what it was. Like a little mini propeller that's spinning in the motor.
Yeah.
So they're looking at that. My dad's like, He sticks his finger in there and it cut, like a centimeter off his finger.
Yeah.
He pulls it back up. He's like, And his friend is like, oh, no, now we can't go out for breakfast.
Well, he's not wrong.
I mean, you get really tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but I would also.
Weird. So what's your
a crink and a SBR Draco, but I'm a little more refined. I would have a suppressor on the Draco, and NY Prepper did that. He SBR'd his Draco, and then put a suppressor on it with AKs, so you don't like destroy the gun. Eventually, you got to get a KNS gas piston before you suppress it. So I'm going to do that to my Zastava. I also want to SBR my B&T. Matt from Alaska Frontier 1 just SBR'd like some Russian shotgun that takes mags.
He just called us today. He's coming in. Yeah,
he needs to get it laser.
Oh, does he need SBR? He needs an NFA engraving? Okay, yeah, no problem.
And so
we totally won't nerd out over it when it comes in.
When I SBR my B&T, I've got it rattle can flat dark earth, so I don't have to rattle can it. Can you guys sand off a little portion of it and then do the laser engraving on that little? Okay, it's just checking.
I have a rattle can. That's some mall ninja shit, dude.
Yeah, it's some mall ninja shit.
Now, if money were no option.
Wait. Why don't you just have me Cerakote it? I'm not gonna charge you.
Yeah, that's true. But Lori said you have to completely disassemble it.
Yeah, that is true.
I think it'd be pretty easy. It's a B&T piston AR pistol.
Oh, we have.
AR?
Well, it's a piston AR and it's a B&T Swiss made, so it's a little different.
I'm not 100% familiar with it.
It should just come apart. It's pretty easy.
I mean,
to
ARs
disassemble.
are fucking Legos.
Yeah.
If you need a lower on an AR Cerakoted, I'm not gonna charge you to take it apart.
Oh. So I thought people were bringing in designs. Is the majority of the laser work you're doing the numbers for SBR?
99.99% of it is they just want their name and they want their all it is what it's legal name location. granular down to the city and state. So you don't have to do like Eagle River or Wasilla or whatever. You don't have to do like 99501 or anything.
Do you
like
have
that.
to bring in the stock that you're going to put on it?
You don't have to bring in shit. In fact,
just bring in the gun.
No, I mean, you just bring in, I mean, most of what I get is just bare lowers.
Okay.
That's most of what I get. I got a guy bring in 4 bare lowers last week. And what's nice is, like, the guy that brings in the full MP5, and MP5 guys always want to put it down in the channel rail where the extending stock
I remember
goes.
You mentioned that. That's weird.
They every single one of them wants to put it there, and it's a full pistol. It's like, okay, that's going to take me some time because it's a bitch to do. But then the guys that just bring in a bare lower, he brought in 4 bare lowers. He's like, I don't know, do it on the side of the mag well. I don't care. It's like, okay, cool. I call him 2 days later. It's like, come get your shit. You're done.
What would you guys like to see as far as new knife designs? I'm not going to lie. I like things like this. Not necessarily gimmicky. It's kind of fun. Like, that's part of the appeal of this knife. It's gimmicky. It's got a little sliding mechanism. But I like things with finger grooves. Even if, especially if they're fixed,
I wouldn't call it gimmicky because of the quality.
Yeah.
It seems to me that it's well made. It seems to serve a very good purpose. I wouldn't necessarily call it gimmicky.
And I like I got turned on to the ring by the like blood spike and all the half-face blade stuff I got from you guys.
Yeah, like the cardiac spike.
Cardiac spike and some of them didn't have rings, but some of them did have rings. And even like my Tops knife, I have one that is actually scout carry. They actually had you could put their little sheath scout carry. It's this little dagger thing with a ring.
Yeah.
But I would like to see more stabby, pokey things with a little finger ring. And I feel like that's kind of becoming more popular. What do you guys think? The last few years?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a karambit, but more like a stabbing instrument with a finger ring.
Yeah, the SOCP Dagger, who is it?
Benchmade.
What's that? No, I know who's the designer?
Greg Thompson.
Yeah, Greg Thompson. He kind of popularized that for Benchmade, and I dig it, and it has its place, and I see a lot of that in that. But I like the it's perfection.
Yeah, it's the first time I've done that.
We got a lot of scars in this table. Oh, that's my train of thought. Doesn't matter. You know what I like is I would like to see makers go away from the overly complex design for the sake of making it look expensive.
Yeah.
It's the elegance in hiding the design features to make something look clean and uniform, but is very well engineered.
I think it's the 762, that weird carbon fiber skeletonized thing from ZT.
No.
ZT's very guilty of this.
That kind of epitomizes that.
Yeah, I think the 770 is one of those. Yeah, it's like, it's very like, it looks like it's designed by, an alien race. Like, I don't need that. Like, Shirogorov embodies this very well. And I think he's pushing this kind of movement to the elegance and the complexity in the simplicity. It's very hard to make something complex look simple. And he's great at that. Yeah. And he's great at that. And I would love to see people move that way. Yeah. Like, and maybe like even like some of the designs that I've made, and I've talked to manufacturers and I've shown them some of my stuff, and they're like, can you make it look more mechanical? And I was like, well, I can, but then it's just me reverse engineering it. Like, I've worked very hard to make it not look mechanical. Like, I don't want 15 screws on the side of it. I don't want, this hanging out here and this little piece hanging out here. And it's like, making it look sleek and clean that's the challenge. I think that, and I think that's the point. You know what I mean? Is a $23 Kershaw shows every screw and has lots of little angles and pieces and stuff. A $2,300 machined CNC piece of art shouldn't be that way. And I think ZT, since I shit on them earlier, I think they have seen the light. Their new auto speaks to that. Yeah. Their new button lock speaks to that. The 0203, they're getting simpler, but their knives don't seem to be getting cheaper or less well built. They seem to be getting more robust and simpler. And I think that's a great way for them to go. And I think that's the way the industry is going to start going, because the Chinese company like we and they've
Civivi.
taken, well, not so much because they keep it cheap, but like the ones that go expensive, you know what I mean? Like Reat and they take this overly complex, whole lots of parts and all kinds of angles and things and details. They take it to the maximum. And I think we're gonna reach peak moving parts in knives at a certain point, and people are gonna want to dial it back. I mean, even the resurgence of the old man folder. You know what I mean? Like you look at Jack Wolf and all that stuff, and they make these elegant slip joints, and they're super
Great
fucking
Eastern.
popular. Yeah, and they're super popular
With a nice little slip thing to put a little leather thing. Yeah, that's
and
fun.
the designs are elegant and clean and easy and simplistic, and they just fucking work. And there's not Timascus this and anodize that and fucking every little fucking detail you can pack onto a spec sheet. Stop loading a spec sheet. Just make something nice and clean that I want to carry in my pocket, and it's not gonna get caught, and it's not gonna fray my jeans, and you know what I mean. Just make something quality without. I don't need to impress other people. I just want something good in my pocket.
So
was that too much of a rant?
No.
I wasn't prepared for that myself, honestly.
I was gonna pick up on that. I think I'm kind of in the same vein there. I want to see more monolithic framed flippers. I want to see more monolithic framed, just button lock flippers.
Simple.
I don't. For some reason, not everyone does it. It does require some more machining. It's a different design process, but
I mean, I'm literally carrying a monolithic frame, push button flipper. Oh, that's awesome.
thank God that did not.
How
break.
in the fuck? How? Okay, so I've got to say,
3 times in the past 10 years.
that is amazing how strong the spring is on a ProTech that it knocked over my glass.
That was like the Apple test right there.
Right, and thank God it didn't break the glass. This was a gift. Sorry, Dakota. Sorry,
okay.
but oh wait, Hex, we can just edit this.
Who makes that?
So this is ProTech.
Nice.
All right.
Get your
Yeah,
thing here.
these things go through the washer and still survive.
Yep. Okay. We're good enough.
All right,
It'll
so
stay on.
God, there's so much power in these ProTech autos.
yeah, I just knocked over a glass of fucking whiskey. But like exactly what you brought up was the button lock, monolithic handle, folder, clean design, and I'm literally carrying exactly that. I'm carrying a ProTech Godson with a monolithic brass handle. It's got a push button and minimal screws on the outside that show how it was constructed, but it's a coffin handle, and it's just, you know what I mean? Like this is what I'm talking about. Like there was a lot of thought that went into this design to keep it simple. If you have 4 parts, they all have to fit exactly. If you have 18 parts, there's a little bit of play in all of them, so you can tweak it around. Like it's the same thing as like centering a blade. You just loosen a couple of screws, tighten the pivot down, keep it pushed over, tighten it in reverse order, and then boom, center the blade. No big deal.
I still got like 3 of these ProTech autos that I bought here, and they were just so affordable. They're so fun. It's hard to beat. I'm really happy with them.
I'm a big fan of ProTech stuff. They're making some new automatics for Chavez. They make a Rendition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Rendition autos, and man, those are killer. I just had one out the other day, and I was talking to Alistair, and I was like, man, I think I need one of these. And he was like, you know what? I think I need one too.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's what I would like to see is simplicity and honesty through engineering and machining.
I like that. I agree with that. And these have already been done before, but I like those super lightweight, super thin gentleman folders. But then they make like super spiky daggery ones too. Just real thin, nice action, real light. Then it's just got like a wicked little dagger blade. It just flicks out.
Yeah, like
William Henry.
Yeah.
Pena does some cool stuff. So does Jack Wolf. Jack Wolf does some really cool slip joints and little front flippers and stuff. But Jack Wolf's knives are really it brings it back to puts a modern spin on an old man folder, which has kind of gone by the wayside, you know. But if you bring it back, like Pena did it, you know, he's doing he's doing fancy materials, but he's not overly making. He's not overly making.
He
design
literally
complex.
has a model called the Barlow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and he's not it's complex in its simplicity. Like it was probably very hard to get this design to work and make it as smooth and clean as it is. But he put in all the effort to make it look clean from the outside, and all the complexity is hidden inside. And I think I have more respect for that as an engineer than I do as like, I don't know, look how shiny my Damascus is, and this has carbon fiber that, and it's got the lanyard bead is made out of Damascus, and I polished it and all this shit. It's like, okay, cool.
I think,
but a lot of that stuff is, to be honest, a lot of that stuff is easier to do than the other way around.
I think Curtis Customs kind of embodies this quite a bit.
Yeah, design that I really like is a cleaver design, and that's everywhere. Everything from like a big chonky cleaver to like an actual straight razor. I love them all, the whole spectrum. And I know Dakota had that Gerber flat iron. I got one because I liked yours.
How many?
You mean the 6 that are on my desk right now?
So
opened
many
like
of them.
10,000 boxes. You just destroyed them.
Oh, no, they're great.
I'm not saying anything.
I bought the Chinese version one, and I remember you guys customized it.
Oh, we did your logo on the titanium scale.
Yeah, they had like blue Loctite, red Loctite, the screws on it.
We get this all the time where people are like, oh, you know, you gotta sharpen on a wicked edge, or you gotta sharpen yourself, and you have it done on a belt. It heats up the edge of the blade, and it ruins the temper, and so the edge of the blade doesn't actually have any heat treat anymore, because it ruins the temper. And it's like, okay, I understand the logic you're coming from, but that's not anywhere near true. The reason being is that anybody who actually knows how to do it and has made knives and has dealt with heat treat, nobody wants to spend 33 hours making a knife and then ruin the heat treat on a sharpen. There's a phrase that we all use in the industry. And if you're not in the industry, you generally don't know it. If it heats more than it eats, that's when you know when to get rid of a belt. So if you're sharpening a knife and it changes the color of the blade, that belt is trash. You ditch it and just get another one. They're cheap. Who gives a fuck? You're not ruining a $350 or $450 or $1,000 knife just because you need this blade to last a little longer.
Do they start doing that when they wear down a little bit?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So like, but a blade is a belt is generally good for. I mean, Jesus Christ, a belt's probably good for 30 knives, give or take.
Okay.
Before it actually starts heating. And here's another thing that we do is you always sharpen barehanded, and you always touch the blade with a secondary hand. So you hold the handle and you touch the blade with a bare hand. And then you sharpen like that, and then you switch and you do it like that. And even like N690 loses its temper at like 450 degrees. You can do it with a Bic lighter if you really were committed to it. But that's one of the lower ones.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it barehanded, because if you ever feel heat on your hand, then, you know, it's never going to get to 450. You're going to be burning the shit out of yourself.
Right.
So the blade never really gets above, like, I don't know, I'd say, I got to be honest.
150, maybe?
Oh, no. I would say probably 110. I'd say 110 is probably tops. Like, it's always warm to the touch, but I could just hold it in my hand, like fully close it in my hand and not blister, not, you know.
That's not going to affect the temper then.
Not at all. Not even close. But okay, so I mean, even allowing for the fact that I do this a lot and I can probably touch some pretty hot shit because I do a lot. There's no way I'm touching anything above 300 degrees. I mean, even when we get up to around 175, that's gonna be like a lot of like quick touching. But like just to be able to like put it in my hand and close my hand over it, we're talking 110. Bourdain has a story in his book about that, Kitchen Confidential, about a guy who has his gnarled grizzly claw and picks up a pan out of the fucking oven and sets it down. But that's the thing that like everybody's like, oh yeah, it heats it up, and it's like, okay, yes, you can do that, but anybody who's good enough to sharpen your knife would never do something like that because it's so wasteful and there's no point to it. And so you're never heating it up like that. It just doesn't work that way. It's you know, you're looking at 110 degrees at the most, and it's like you can still touch it. You know, we don't wear welder's gloves to sharpen a knife. It's just my bare fucking hands. Like you just do it. Like it doesn't. But that bullshit persists on. I see it online all the time. No, because when they use it, it micro heats the bevel, and then it's like, if it doesn't change color, it's not doing shit. Like you'd have to sizzle, like after you sharpen the knife, you'd have to like sizzle cool it to be able to do something like that. I mean, it would be, for LMAX to take out the temper, it'd be over 700 degrees.
Wow. Yeah, it's not
like who the fuck is doing that?
Yeah.
Nobody's sharpening anything over to 700 degrees. Like even at the edge of the blade, there's no way. It doesn't even discolor. Like steel will discolor it. A campfire. What is that? Probably 450, 500, something like that. What's a campfire? It'll discolor a blade. Anyway, tangent over.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Canadian Wayne's World. We're your hosts. We're out.
No names.
We are Old Man Folders and the Mole Ninja Kid.
Nice.